Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. This is going to be a reading on a lawsuit brought by American Oversight, which is a Washington, D.C. based nonprofit that sued for access to records of Greg Abbott and Ken Paxton with regards to events around January 6th. The group was looking to obtain years of emails and communications from Abbott and Paxton with NRA officials in and around January 6th. Paxton spoke at a pro-Donald Trump rally before the attack on the Capitol that year. The Attorney General declined to say who paid for his trip to D.C. and refused to release his communications. Both Abbott and Paxton said they didn't have any communications with NRA officials, and it refused to release any records setting rules about confidential communications with attorneys in discussions about pending lawsuits. The courts ruled against him, and now the appeals court has ruled against him, which now leaves, the Texas Supreme Court if Paxton and Abbott want to appeal it up to there. So I'm going to do a reading on this and figure out, okay, so what's going on with this case? What's the energy around Paxton and Abbott, January 6th, and communications with the NRA. Entertainment purposes only. What do we got? Well, we've got agreements, contracts. This is probably, Paxton and Abbott talking with the NRA, All right. Ace of Swords with an idea. A strong idea going forward. Okay, so that's already telling me, given the nature of this is a conspiracy. Now, this is not exactly, a conspiracy is just, an agreement between two people to do something that's illegal. I don't know if that's the exact legal definition, but that gets you close enough. So, it's an idea, a strong idea that they had in, and it's going to involve, I'm assuming the January 6th riots, because here's your drunken hillbilly brawl underneath all of it. And I know that Paxton was a strong Trump supporter, so this is not great shakes. In the past, we have the Fool card. Okay, so this is something new and different for both of them to embark on. Yeah. I mean, again, if it's involving insurrection, that's going to be new for a lot of people. But I think reaching out to the NRA with this conspiracy, this idea, was new for the two of them. Current situation is the Ten of Wands. This was a foolish choice on their part, and now they are now bearing the burden of their choices and their agreements. Yeah, because they're both full MAGA. They bought right into the QAnon MAGA conspiracy theories. They were probably helping propagate the stolen election lies and such. Like what the conspiracy theory is. It's also Russian disinformation. Recognizing that Russia oligarchs and other entities were funneling a lot of money through the NRA, which was then going to the Republicans, which is why you've got your NRA rating for Republicans off the charts, because I imagine the higher the number you had, the more money you got funneled and laundered to you. I'm curious if this was just a money grab. This makes it seem like it's an ideology grab. I don't see coins in here. It would seem obvious if it was money, but this might be an ideological power grab as well. They're in trouble. They keep losing these cases. This is a hard thing, and they've lost 2 court cases right now. They've got one option left, which is the Texas Supreme Court. And it's going to, they're going to appeal it. This case is going to move forward, but I also think it's going to move forward with an appeal to the Supreme Court, because why wouldn't you? You've got nothing to lose by bringing it to the Supreme Court. If you don't do that, then you're going to have to release your emails and your communications, and I don't think they haven't shown themselves to be really eager to do that, which tells me that they're going to fight this some more. I've often mentioned that truth is not the friend of Republicans these days. That's not all Republicans. But for the MAGA crowd, the Freedom Caucus, the ones that are supporting Donald Trump, especially Donald Trump himself, the truth is not their friend. They've been lying. They've been selling lies to folks. Say the same thing about right-wing mainstream media. That does not mean that left-wing media doesn't lie. That does not mean Democratic Congress people don't lie. But it seems like the frequency and the magnitude of the lies right now are firmly and squarely in the Republican Party. And we've got Bob Menendez with his gold bars that he knows nothing about. How did those get there? All right. For Carter about Paxton and Abbott, will they appeal this to the Supreme Court? I'm pretty sure that's going to be a yes, but let's see how that looks. Okay, there's that same overarching energy, that same MAGA Russian propaganda misinformation campaign. Temperance. Oh, that's not good. Hanged man. Okay. Will they take it to the Supreme Court? I think that they will, because they feel like they've got a fighting chance in the Supreme Court. I'm saying that that's not good because this reminds me of going to prison. I think, though, they want to take it to the Supreme Court because they probably have a friendly Supreme Court. I'd have to look up Texas Supreme Court, but I have a hard time picturing it's anything other than a very conservative-leaning Supreme Court. And it might get slow by bringing it to the Supreme Court. It's going to slow things down. Is this the hanged man, or is this a willing sacrifice? This is a new perspective. They want to bring it to the Supreme Court. They know it's going to slow it down. This could be the Supreme Court overturning the decision of the lower courts. Basically, a different interpretation of the ruling that they are ruling on. And again, you're fighting from a position of advantage. That could. I'm not excited right now with the energy of this, with it being approved by the Supreme Court. It could be that if they wait long enough, they'll both be out of office, or the information won't be relevant or necessary, or they just may not get in trouble for it. On the other hand, if we're going to look for the highest energy, this could land them in prison. Because the Supreme Court looks at it and says, yeah, it looks like you guys did some bad things. But right now, my gut is telling me that taking it to the Texas Supreme Court is just going to delay things. And there might be some type of ruling in their favor that kicks it back down to the lower courts. Overturning the lower courts' rulings. Okay. How about this? Let's ask if American Oversight, who filed this lawsuit, after this case goes to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court rules on it, will American Oversight be, what is their feeling of the Supreme Court ruling? Will they be satisfied with it? Rather than reading on Paxton and Abbott's energy, let's go the other end. How will American Oversight feel after the Supreme Court rules on this case? Well, fighting from a position of advantage. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, the Burden, the Empress. No, I might be wrong on that one. This is telling me that underneath it, they're looking to get what it might be. You know what it might be? The Supreme Court might limit what they can and cannot get, and they might have to fight some more, and they're going to fight the good fight on it. But they get some of what they want, and it's going to be hard to get the rest of the stuff that they want. Okay, so I think what it'll be is like there's like a partial ruling, a ruling that allows for some of the information to be released, but maybe not all the information. Like some interpretation of some things happens, and they have to go back and rephrase their lawsuit or relitigate it in the lower courts to bring it back up again. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from that. It looks like a partial victory. Will American Oversight get all the information that they're asking for? How about that? We'll end it with that. I hate reading on Paxton, man. I get so convinced, think it's going to go some way, and then it goes sideways, like that impeachment trial. Of course, you know, I don't know how much money his PAC gave to all the people that voted to acquit him, but I don't like I don't like being wrong like that. I was pretty darn sure of what was going on, and again, you can't be right all the time, and I could have just been flat out wrong, but I know what it is. It's that, you know, he's guilty. He knows he's guilty. Everybody knows he's guilty, and he gets away with it. I think that's what grinds my gears the most. Okay, will American Oversight be happy once this is all said and done? Will they get everything they need after the Supreme Court and any follow-up court rulings? That's your Ace of Wands. Yeah, they're going for more stuff. They're going to go for the more stuff. They're going for, yeah, they're going for those NRA records. They are absolutely going for their NRA records. Oh, we can't find them. They were accidentally deleted. We have no idea where they are at. Silly us. You know, just like those Secret Service text messages. They just disappeared. Yeah, there's going to be a lie saying that the data was lost or not recoverable. They deleted it. And it's going to be involved in the NRA. But they're going to go after it anyways, and they're going to have judges on their side or regulators on their side. This could even be the next Texas Attorney General is in place, and they find it. This allegedly deleted data, they find it, and it might, again, it's going to take like a new attorney general coming in to do it. Let's say, for instance, you know, the FBI is investigating Paxton. Let's say they get rid of Paxton and they bring in a new attorney general. That attorney general may not be corrupt or may not feel the need to be corrupt for Ken Paxton, because Ken Paxton is a corrupt person. And why protect him? He'll be politically powerless once the FBI arrests him and indicts him on all those charges. So, yeah. I think that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a ruling. It's either the Supreme Court rules that they can have it, and then Paxton and Abbott say, "Oh, we've lost it," or the Supreme Court limits the ruling, and as American Oversight follows up, they're not getting the information that they need. I know it's been deleted or it's been lost or whatever, but eventually it looks like they do get it. And I'm going to guess it's with the help of a new attorney general in Texas. All right, so happy endings. It may not be on the timeline that you and I would like. Seldom are things on the timeline that I like, but I don't get to have a say on the timelines. I just read the energy on this. Anyways, thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your kind words and your likes and your shares and everything you do to feed the algorithm so that my videos make it out to a wider audience. To folks just discovering this channel today or recently, welcome to the channel. Hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.